Hi everyone. So yes, guys, this is CJD 2006 again, guys. Christopher Jackson, Denver 2006. My experience of going to an AW for the first time, which was excellent, freaking excellent. I'm telling you, freaking excellent, guys. It was so freaking excellent. I'm gonna show you some stuff here in a second, guys. In a second. Hold on. I got this mask right here, guys. This AW mask, luchador mask. Pretty cool, huh? Pretty cool, huh, guys? Pretty cool, huh? Pretty cool. I got this in merchandise. It was pretty cool, huh? Pretty cool, huh, guys? It's one of those easy masks. It's one of those easy ones. And I got the Bandito mask. Look, I got the Bandito mask, guys. Pretty cool, huh? Bandito mask right here, guys. It's like wearing a shirt. You have to put it on, you know, and stuff like that and stuff. If y'all want me to wear that mask, I'll put a poll on here on YouTube and on X. If you guys want me to wear that, when I do reviews, you guys can give me a thumbs up or a thumbs down. I'll do a vote for that. So yes, guys, and I'm telling you guys, my goodness, my guys, I'm telling you guys, they started the show off, which was awesome. They freaking had, all the commentary coming out and stuff, which was cool. With Tony Giovanni coming out, which I was going like this with Tony Giovanni. And then freaking they had Excalibur, which he didn't get that much of a, and then Brian Danielson, he's on commentary. He's been on commentary. I was going like this. Everybody was going like this, chanting yes, 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 yes. It was awesome, man. I'm telling you, this was my first time going to an AEW show, man. It was a blast. It was a blast. If I want to go, I would go again. I'm telling you guys, I would go again. That's how freaking good it was. That's how good an experience I had. It was a 10 out of 10 experience, an excellent experience. I'm telling you. Oh, man. So we had Renee Paquette backstage for a sit down with Tony Storms and Chris Statlander. They were trying to take their shirts off and their, pants off and all that. Not like, but you know what I'm saying, guys. And then they came out to the crowd and stuff, and then Tony Storms tried to hit her with the belt and stuff like that, and then Tony Storms started punching her and all that good, great stuff as well. Before that, and then Chris Statlander did something with the belt too and stuff like that as well, sitting down and stuff like that, trying to say, hit me, hit me, hit me, and all that great stuff as well. And I thought that was a great way to start Dynamite, guys. I'm telling you, that was a great way to start Dynamite. Then we had Jack Perry is doing a knife stuff backstage, which was awesome with Luchadores, which was awesome, guys. That was a great freaking backstage video. And then he says he doesn't hate the Young Bucks, and he loves them, and he's always been grateful for what they have done for him, yada yada yada. But when he needs them most, they didn't pick up the phone, and they didn't have his back, so he had to look deep in his past and find someone who would. And then the camera pans over to Luchadors, like I said, guys, and that was great stuff right there. Then then we had the Gates of Agony fences the Heart Syndicate. This was the first match on the show. Great match, back and forth. Good stuff, man. Good stuff. I'm telling you. Freaking Bobby Lashley doing some, of offense as well in the match as well. And freaking Shelton was getting a lot of cheers as well and stuff because Lashley's from Junction City, Kansas and stuff, guys, which the crowd was really hyped for the Heart Syndicate. saying, "We hurt people, we hurt people, we hurt people." Man, I'm telling you, it was fun. It was a blast, like I said again. And I'm sorry about the background. But yes, guys, there was back and forth, and then the match started with Shelton Benjamin and Bishop Khan and stuff like that, and then Ricochet was helping out, the demand, Gates of Agony and stuff, and then that's how they won with freaking Ricochet's help and stuff, and then Bishop Khan pinned Shelton Benjamin, and that's what happened right there, guys. Then we got a recap of Darby Allin attacking John Moxley at New York um Comic Con, which that was like about a week ago or so in New York, which was awesome. And then they had footage of John Moxley visiting Darby Allin in a jail earlier in the day and stuff, which was cool and stuff. With that stuff, that was cool with Pac and stuff back. The freaking video package that they were showing with the gel stuff, which that was awesome. That was freaking awesome with John Moxley and Darby Allin and Pac, bro. I'm telling you guys. I'm telling you, all bros and sisters. I'm telling you guys, all bros and sisters and everybody. I'm telling you guys, it was awesome that video package with John Moxley and Darby Allin and Pac, the whole video package, which was awesome. The whole thing backstage with them going and stuff and hitting back and forth and attacking him and getting him all bloody and stuff, which was freaking awesome. Which was so awesome, guys. I'm telling you. Then, then, and then Moxley says he wants to make sure they all understand the installation of an I Quit match in Toronto. There was zero chance he was ever going to put John Moxley in a coffin, and the game was rigged. But this game is rigged in both directions, and Darby Allin would never quit, and John Moxley consistently will never quit. So what are they going to do? He's out of ideas, and he asks Darby what he wants to do and how this is going to end. And he says if he wants to be on the right side of history, it's never too late. And Darby Allin says it is, and he wishes he could, but he couldn't. It's not a day goes by without him thinking about joining the Death Riders, and he understands what John Moxley is trying to do, but he didn't respect him, and then he saw what he did to Bryan Danielson, and he's not going to go to war with someone who would stab his brother in the back and consider him so despicable. And John Moxley says he did the best he could for Bryan Danielson. I'll say it again. John Moxley says he did the best he could for Bryan Danielson, and this is a war for the future of their craft, and sacrifice and hard decisions and must be made. And he says that tough for him, and Darby doesn't know what sacrifice is or what that weight on his shoulder feels like. And then Darby Allin says when he climbed Mountain Everest, I'll say again, Darby Allin says when he submitted Mount Everest and held the flag up, he saw that AW presents freedom, and he saw, I'll say it again, Darby Allin saw that AW presents freedom, and says John Moxley is slowly chipping away at everything that makes AW special, and he's going to hang that flag in his living room and look at it and think about what it means. But first, he's going to choke Moxley out with it and show Death Riders that it doesn't make a thing, and his whole observation will come crumbling down. Then John Moxley says he will never lie to Darby, and Darby's opponent at Wrestle Dream wouldn't be him. And no, every time I was thinking, no, every time he shots himself off a cannon, he's fighting ghosts and demons. And Mox doesn't do that anymore, and it's never end well, and it's a selfish game. And Darby Allin needs, I was thinking, Darby Allin needs to get it through his head, and that this isn't about him. And then Pac attacks Darby from inside the holding cell, like I said again, guys, which that whole thing with the blood and stuff, like I was telling you guys, which was awesome. And then cuts to a hallway. I was thinking it cuts to a hallway outside as John Moxley leaves. Then the Death Riders are shown arriving at the arena right away to send us to the break. And then that part, I'm telling you, I seen Quadio, which was awesome. That whole thing with the crowd. I was getting my merch that I just showed you guys, the merch that I got, and I seen one of the security guards, and I thanked them for helping them and saving the wrestlers and all that great stuff and all that stuff, guys, and all that good jazz. And then we had Claudio. I'm sorry about the dog, guys. That's why my grandma's yelling. I don't know if you guys can hear the freaking dog. Bump, 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 bark, 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 bark. You know. And then we had Claudio versus Roderick Strong, guys, which was an amazing match. Like I said again, and I'm sorry I haven't been putting on my earphones on. I hope you guys could still hear me. But I'm telling you guys, this match with Claudio Castagnoli versus Roderick Strong, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. I'm telling you guys, that was how good it was, man. I'm telling you guys. And freaking, it was a great match. And Claudio won this match with the Swiss Death, and that's how he won, guys. That's how Claudio defeated Roderick Strong with the Swiss Death, and that's how Claudio Castagnoli picked up the win over Roderick Strong. Roderick Strong did some offense, did some submission holds and stuff like that, back and forth, back and forth. Really good stuff, man. Really good stuff with submission holds, back and forth. Really good stuff. And then freaking Claudio Castagnoli did an uppercut to him. Great stuff. All that great stuff as well, guys. And then Claudio Castagnoli tried to do a spin. And then Roderick Strong got some back offense and stuff, which was awesome and great stuff, guys. It was a great match. That was the best match of the night, to be honest with you, for Dynamite. Then we get a footage of Don Callis arriving at his own birthday party, celebrating by his family. It was a video package from, it was a tape video, which was awesome and stuff, guys. A tape video, which was awesome. And he thanks them for being there for him, and he says he's here for them every day. And people ask about the growing numbers of members of the family, and that's all about power, and numbers are power. And he doesn't like terms like work stoppage or picks lines, but he prepares to do whatever it takes to get each of them what they need, and it in that his gift to them. And Kyle Fletcher presents to his gift, and he reveals a TV screen playing a video from Tutesta offering his pursuits and saying he won the IWGP title, which great for Tutesta, great for him. So yes, Max, if you're wondering, that's what Tutesta has, bro. He has the IWGP title, which I'm happy for him in Japan. So yes, he won that, G1 climax thing. So yeah, if you're wondering. And then the family, but Okada turns the TV off and explains he pressed the wrong button, which was funny. Everybody was laughing. I was like, oh man, I love Okada. I'm telling you, I love Okada. He said, I pushed the wrong button. Oh man. I'm telling you, that was funny. Then Don Callis lets it go and lets a toast to a family, with wine and, all kinds of other drinks they were drinking and stuff. And this leads up to footage of Tutesta beating, Zack Sabre Jr. and that G1 thing and stuff like that, guys. And then Don Callis has an important announcement that is pleasure to welcome back to the Don Callis family, Mark Davis. And that's what happened to during the crowd. He welcomed Mark Davis to the, back to the family. And he also gave Josh Alexander and Inchicero a big introduction to send us to the break. That you guys seen the break. I was there in person. So yes, guys, that's what happened. And then they were starting to fight and stuff, which was awesome and stuff, guys. With the Don Callis family fences, the Jurassic Express and Kenny Omega. The crowd was hot for this match. The crowd was hot for Jurassic Express and Kenny Omega, guys. It was so freaking good. This match with the Don Callis family with Josh Alexander and Mark Davis fences, Kenny Omega and freaking, Jack Perry and Luchadors was so good, guys, with Ichishiro and Josh Alexander and Mark Davis fences, Jack Perry and Kenny Omega and Luchadors, which was so awesome, guys, with Ichishiro. It was so good, guys. Let's talk about it. So So yes, guys, there was offense back and forth, hard hitting back and forth stuff, chop shots, um, hip toss, all great stuff, headlocks, takeovers, and all of that great stuff. Ankle locks as well from Josh Alexander grabbing an ankle lock on Jack Perry as well, guys. And then Mark Davis and Inchicero cleared the apron and stuff. And then Kenny Omega gets the better of the luchador, Inchicero. And then Jack Perry with the Incendiary, but Kenny Omega isn't on the apron, and Kenny Omega considers him for a long beat before climbing the steps and offering his hand, and then tags and bangs, and then Kenny lighting Josh Alexander up with a double X handle, and then Josh Alexander ducks one but eats the roll, fin, the fin the Finlay roll to the moonsault cover, which was awesome. That was so awesome. I was like, 1, 2, every time when the ref was counting 1, 2, I was going like that and all of that great stuff, which was awesome, guys. And then there was a leg trap German suplex from Josh Alexander, and then rolling it into a normal one, and then Kenny Omega standing switch bypassing the fee trigger, which was awesome, guys. That fee trigger was so awesome to see, guys, in person and stuff. And then a hand onto the rope, and then tag mate to Luchadors, then Mark Davis legal, and then trading harm Hamlock. I was thinking trading ham locks, which was so great too as well, guys. The ham locks were great as well, guys, with the ham locks and all of that great stuff as well, and the maneuvers and all of that great stuff as well, guys, as well. And then a double lariat, which was great. That moment with the double lariat, which was so awesome with both of them down, that was so good as well, guys, and all of that. And then the headbutt to Mark Davis, which from Luchadors, which was awesome with from Luchadors with the headbutt. And then tag to Kenny Omega, then the finger gun. Don Callis runs interference, and then Josh Alexander with a chop chomp block, which was awesome with the chomp block. And then Mark Davis off the rope, but Jack Perry takes the bullet, and then Kenny Omega slips out of a power bomb and leading chomps off the rope, and then Mark Davis catching him with an Incendiary pile driver, and then Kenny kicks out, and then Inchicero tags in and rolls him through, and then a cross arm bar, which was awesome. And then Luchadors choke slams Josh Alexander into his own teammate, which that was awesome. With right there, that moment was so awesome right there with that choke slamming his partner, which that was a great moment right there. That was a great moment on the show as well, guys, for me being there. And then tag to Jack, then a fee trigger to Mark Davis, then Luchadors with the electric chair, and then Jungle Boy hopped up, and that's what happened right there. And then the Jurassic Express won, and Kenny Omega by the pinfall with a Doomsday device, which was awesome with Jack Perry with the Doomsday device, that blockbuster. I call it the blockbuster. But picking up the person and then going like that was so good. That was so good, guys. I call it the blockbuster, but the Boomsday device, that was so good. The ending, that was so freaking good. That was so freaking good, guys. It was, oh man, I'm telling you guys. And then the Pulse match, the Young Bucks came out there and then did super kicks to, Luchadors and Jack Perry and all of that with the Kenny Omega. Great stuff right there. I'll talk about it right here, guys. So the Pulse match, the Young Bucks run out and lay Jurassic Express out with super kick parties. And then Kenny Omega standing by. Also again, Kenny Omega standing by, but he decides to make the save, and then he blocks and kicks from Matt Jackson and argues with him, and then Luchadors attacks the Bucks from behind, and then baby faces fit off the Don Callis family. Then Jack Perry takes them all out with a rope walk moonsault, which was great. That rope walk moonsault, which was so great as well, guys. Then we had Jimmy Hayter versus Sky Blue, which this was a great match in my opinion. This was a great match in my opinion, being there in person. Takeover freaking Westlock, Westlock, mountain punches in the corner, freaking snap duplexes and stuff, all great stuff. Straight suplex, which was awesome as well from Jimmy Hayter and stuff like that. Jimmy Hayter did so great in this match, and she picked up the win here, guys, over Sky Blue. So Sky Blue did great in this match as well, guys. Give it up to Sky Blue, even though she lost. Man, I'm telling you guys. I'm telling you. And then, Julia Hart being there at ringside, which was awesome seeing Julia Hart in person, which was awesome. The whole gear, I'm telling, the whole gear of Julia Hart in person, oh my goodness, so good, guys. So freaking good, man. And the gear from Jimmy Hayter and Sky Blue, too, so good. So dang good. I'm telling you. I am telling you, guys. And then Sky Blue got some offense in this match as well, guys. She got some offense, some kicks here and there and stuff like that. And then Jimmy Hayter picked up the win with the Haterade 1, 2, 3, and that's what happened right there. And then the best match, the best part in this match was the throwing Blue back inside, or since off the rope with a lariat, and then kicked out and stuff. Then Jimmy Hayter kicking her ribs a few times, and then grabs the rip cord, and then Sky Blue blocks with a kick and a since cover for 2 off the rope, which was awesome. Then Jimmy Hayter drops her with a lariat, and then wins with the Haterade, and that's what happened right there. And then Jimmy Hayter did a couple of them, which was awesome. She did two, I believe she did 2 of them. The first one she kicked out of Sky Blue, and then the other one came back and forth, and then freaking Jimmy Hayter did the Haterade, and it was good, man. Give it up to those women, I'm telling you guys. Good stuff, good stuff. And then the post match, Tekla was on the Titron. She was on the Titron, guys, and celebrating herself and saying that she's been around the world and she's not impressed, and she's only attacked Jimmy in May, back in May. You remember back in May, because she was in the wrong place at the wrong time, and her game has no rules before, and her name means chaos and poison. And on Saturday, baby, it's going to get toxic to the core. That was awesome when she said to toxic to the core. That was good stuff right there in person. So she fates Jimmy Hayter to impress her, and then that's what happened right there. And then we had Mercedes Monet and Renee Paquette on the back on the Titron, and Renee Paquette interviews Mercedes, and Mercedes says you can call her Ultimero Monet, Ultimero Dragon, Ultimento Dragon was 10 belts. Now she's doing the same thing that Ultimo Dragon did, which Ultimo Dragon did, guys. You remember Ultimo Dragon had 10 belts back in the day. That's why she's doing the whole gimmick of that, calling herself Ultimo Monet. So that's if you guys are wondering. Then Renee celebrates on her winning Ultimate Dragons record with her title win in Denmark. I was thinking in Denmark. And Mercedes Monet talks about defending her CMLL championship against Persephone tonight. So yes, guys, if you guys are watching CMLL and you got the deal with CMLL, you're going to see Persephone fences. I'll say again, Stephanie. I'll say Stephanie. You're going to see Stephanie fences Mercedes Monet. I'll say again, Mercedes Monet fences Stephanie tonight in CMLL, guys. I bet it's going to be a banger of a match. A banger of a match. I'm telling you. CEO. CEO. I'm getting used to it, guys. I'm telling you, I love Mercedes Monet. I'm telling you guys, she's great in the ring, but she has to drop a little bit of that gimmick. But I still love her, though. I still love her, man, because she used to work in WWE, when she was Sasha Banks. So yes, guys, that's what happened right there. And then she's going to become the longest reigning TBS champion at 509 days, which she has surpassed that as surpassed Jay Cargill's TBS championship reign. So yes, guys, Mercedes Monet is the longest women's TBS champion now. It was Jay Cargill. Now it's Mercedes Monet, guys, as the longest TBS champion. Then we had this, guys. This was the main event of Dynamite. Which was for the AEW World Trios Championships. This was a great match, guys. This was a great freaking match. I'm telling you guys, this was a great freaking match. Fences the Hobbs, fences the freaking FFI. I'm telling you guys, LFI fences the Hobbs, which was a great match for the Trios Championships on this show. It was a great main event, and I don't care what anybody freaking says. The Hobbs and LFI, give it up to both of them. Give it up to both of them, I'm telling you. So Powerhouse Hobbs did a lot of good tackle, shoulder tackles in this match and stuff. And then Beast Mortals with a diving slaying blade, which was great as well, guys, and stuff like that. And then he tagged Roosh, and then Roosh went after Shibata, and he gets him and charging him, and then Shibata landing elbows in overhead elbow, which was great from Shibata. Great stuff from Shibata as well in this match, guys. Off the rope, and then El Tomoro Blenso landing chomps in, and then the wrestler returns to the favor off the ropes, and then big boot, and then Roosh with an elbow trading German suplex, which was awesome from Roosh as well, guys. And then a big overhead chomp gets in a headbutt and an STO from Shibata, which was great. That moment was so great right there. At that moment, that was so good. Then Samoa Joe tags in and hammering Beast Mortals with chomps and corner Izanari. Then Hangman Adam Page calls Samoa Joe a Christmas ham of a man, and then tags to Shibata near Mare Boot to clear the apron and takes out a mistake when LFI lights him up and then clears the apron to himself, and then working Shibata over, and then a triple drop kick connects, which was awesome. That was so awesome right there. And then you guys were in excuse me, guys. You guys were watching the commercials during that time. I was at the show. Like I said again, I'll repeat it again. I was at the show, so I didn't have to worry about that stuff. So that's what happened right there at that moment. And then LFI still working Shibata over, and essentially he tags Hobbs in, and Dragon Listo off the top, and Powerhouse catches him and lands a World Strongest Slam, which that was a great moment right there as well. The crowd went wild for that. And then Joe tags in, and then a snap scoop power bomb on Dragon Listo sets him up, and then thinking Muscle Buster, but Roosh and Beast Mortals rush in for the save, and then Shibata equally since and fighting Roosh off the floor, and then Dragon Listo crew corkscrews Inzanari, which was awesome as well from Dragon Listo, and then off the top, and then Samoa Joe catches him and then does the Cocaine Clutch, and that's how they retain the Trios Championship with Samoa Joe's Cocaine Clutch, and that was a great moment. And the crowd was hot for Samoa Joe, guys. Even me, I was hot for Samoa Joe as well. I was going like this: Joe, 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 Joe. Man. Then the post-match, LFI attacks the Hobbs, and then Roosh spits at Hangman, and then he gets up from the commentary and then joins in the ring, and then he attacks, does the elbow and then the boot in one-man war against LFI, and then Roosh passes him into the apron, but runs away before he can hit the block shot, and that's what happened right there. And then Samoa Joe recovers and grabs the AEW World Championship belt and then shoves it into Hangman's chest before leaving the ring, which was awesome. That was a great moment right there with Samoa Joe and Hangman going face to face like this in person. That was great. That was so great seeing Samoa Joe and Hangman face to face like that in person. That was so amazing. That was so amazing. This might be the last time, because I heard a lot of people on the internet that Samoa Joe is going to retire. And if he does, I thank him for everything that he's done for the business. I'm telling you guys, he has done a lot of great things, man. Then and then the show goes up to Collision, and the show clicks over from Dynamite to Collision, guys. And then with Hangman still in the ring, since he takes his leave essentially without Fan Mercer, which was a great moment. That was a great moment to head into Collision, guys. I was there. But all of you guys, I heard that you guys have to change to HBO Max from Dynamite to Collision, which I always do that. From Dynamite to Collision, I always do that when they try to do that stuff. So yes, guys, if it ever happens again, guys, like you have to have Dynamite, and then right after that, you have to go right to the Collision through HBO Max and change to Collision. Then this was a great moment as well with the Death Riders, Daniel Garcia and Wheeler Yuta fences Kyle O'Reilly and Orange Cassidy, which was great. This moment with Orange Cassidy when he came out, I was like, "Where is my mind? Where is my mind?" Oh man, great moment, man. I want to go again, man. This is so good, so good, man. I'm sorry, guys. I'm emotional, but I won't cry though. But anyways, guys, this was a great match, back and forth, really hard hitting. from Kyle O'Reilly. Kicks, punch, kick, punch, kick, punch, kick, punch, kick, punch. Oh man, that was so good. It was so. Oh man, I'm telling you. Then Orange Cassidy with the oh, with the pockets in his hand and all of that great stuff as well. And if it's offense and all of that, that was great with Orange Cassidy. Seeing him in person, that was so good. Seeing him in person, my goodness, all these wrestlers seeing them in person. Oh my god, it was so good. Man, I'm telling you, seeing the wrestlers in person are way better than seeing them on television. I'm sorry. I'm sorry to say that. That's just pixel stuff. What we see on television, that's just pixel. Freaking in person is way better. I like seeing it in person because, like, in person, you could see them way better, and it's like 10 times, like, even 20 times better, in my opinion. But that's just me, and I still like seeing them in pixels as well, as always when I be at home watching the show. So yes, guys, we had that match, and the Death Riders won that match with Daniel Garcia on Kyle O'Reilly, and I was so happy with Daniel Garcia picking up the win, and the crowd was booing the hell out of him, even though I was happy with Daniel Garcia picking up the win. And I'll talk about the whole stuff right here. So Orange Cassidy's up top, driving crossbody on Daniel Garcia, and then a satellite DDT from Wheeler Yuta, which was awesome. The satellite DDT for Wheeler Yuta, which was awesome from Orange Cassidy. Sorry, I'll say it again. The satellite DDT for Wheeler Yuta. Then Daniel Garcia attacks from behind, but eats a beach break in quicksand and no deal, which that was a great right. The backpack's right there, the freaking backpack, or the, you know what I'm saying, the beach break, the backpack stunner. That was awesome. That was an awesome moment from OC, man. That moment from OC, which was awesome from Orange Cassidy. I'm telling you. And then the Sundog $1 billion in the match, which was awesome. That was awesome as well in that match. And then the beat down into everyone do something cool territory, which was awesome as well. And then Daniel Garcia and Kyle O'Reilly trading cinch chokes, and John Moxley is here, and Orange Cassidy dies. Maria Shafir runs interference, and then the ref doesn't see Daniel Garcia tapping. He was tapping, and the crowd was saying, "He's tapping, he's tapping, he's tapping." It was crazy. That moment was so great when the crowd was saying that he's tapping, ref, he's tapping. Oh, that was so great moment to be there, man. And then Daniel Garcia gets in the better of him once he gets let's go, and then that's what happened right there, and that's how Daniel Garcia picked up the win on Kyle O'Reilly, and that's what happened right there, guys. And then the post match, Tomohiro Ishii and Roger Strong made the save, but the Death Riders still had the numbers in clean house, and then freaking all that great stuff with Will Nightingale and Harley Cameron and all that great jazz, which was awesome as well. That whole jazz was great as hell, man. Let's talk about it anyways, guys. So Darby Allin stretches out to the stage, still bleeding. Then Claudio Castagnoli's freaking attacks him out of nowhere, just beats the freaking heck out of him at the entrance stage, which was awesome. Then whips him out with an uppercut, and then Pac joins him with a boot. Then Daniel Garcia and Wheeler Yuta put boots to him as well, and then Maria Shafir gets a boot in, but but Darby Allin, I'll say again, I'll say again, but Darby Allin gets a hand on the apron, and crawling and pulling himself up the ropes, and gets in the ring, and he points a finger on John Moxley and pulls the AW flag, and he emits Mount Everest with it, and he says, "I'll die for this company. I will die for this freaking company." Loved it, man. Loved that moment. I'm telling you. Guys, that moment was so great. I'm telling you guys. But let's talk about it anyways. So he points the finger at Moxley, like I said again, and then puts the AW flag and emits Mount Everest with, and Darby pulls a mic off his jacket, and he says he's never too late to say I quit, and opens his arms to John Moxley, and John Moxley pulls up the Death Riders, and then you guys go to the break, and then I seen Megan Bane's entrance, and I showed you guys the Megan Bane and FTR entrance on my short, which was awesome as well. Got a lot of views. Appreciate it, guys. Appreciate all the views, the subscribers, the new subscribers that I might get on this channel. Thank you, everybody. It's well appreciated. It's well appreciated. All I ask is to leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and hit those notifications, and comments are appreciated as well. And if I forget to look at your comments, I'll try to click them before I say peace out and take care and end the video. but I forget about that stuff at times. But yes, guys, that's what happened right there. And then Megan Bain gets on the mic and she talks so much trash at Willow Nightingale, guys. And then Harley Cameron, before she's passed the pattern to Stokely halfway to do his own sharing of hating and saying that Kevin Knight at his potential, but essentially by tagging with Mike Bailey, who looks like a Billy Billy. That part was funny. Freaking talking about freaking Miley Cyrus's father, Billy Ray Cyrus. That was so great. That moment was so funny in my opinion with the Miley Ray Cyrus part. That was funny. And the crowd was freaking disappointed with that whole thing, saying boo, boo. And with a and since the disorder and what so again a disorder and once they finish them off at the tailgate, FTR are coming for the tag titles, and then FTR was talking crap to Kansas, and they said, "How dumb can you get? How dumb can you get, fans? How can you get?" All the trash talking to the fans. That was great stuff. That was great stuff. I'll tell you, that was great stuff. Talking crap about Kansas, man. Oh man, I love the heels when they talk crap, man. Oh man. Then 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 Dex Hardwood puts FTR Since as the greatest tag team of all time over and tells the crowd to pay to see him, and he hopes Jet Speed will give them their credit as they stand across the ring from God. And Willow and Harley and Jet Speed cut in a Titron. That moment was great as well. And they were like, "We're coming down here and we're going to show you something," and all that great stuff. That was awesome. That was so awesome. And Harley Cameron was with her, great stuff and all of that with her gear and Megan Bain's gear. Oh my God, Megan Bain's gear in person is way better than seeing it in freaking on television. I'm telling you, so good, so good. I'm telling you, so freaking good, so good, man. But but yes, guys, that moment was so good, and Harley Cameron's freaking gear was awesome as well. Then Willow Nightingale was just, she wore her stuff, and then a skirt, which was awesome like that. But I wish she would have had gear. But it was awesome still to see Willow Nightingale in person, really awesome. And then we had the match. I'm telling you, then we had the match, guys. And then Harley Cameron and Willow Nightingale do so and whip Megan Bain out from B-side, which was awesome. And then sets up Jet Speed, diving on FTR, and a brawl breaks out. And then the heels retreat. And then, then Justin Roberts Justin Roberts, also again, Justin Roberts says the next match starts now. And I'll give a shout out to Justin Roberts. Thank you for treating the fans with respect, man, and doing your job. And as the crew, I give it up to the crew there. I give it up to all the people that work in AEW as well. I give it up to all of you people that work there, even the security guards, all the staff. Give it up to all of you. I give it up to all of you guys. Give it up to all of y'all. Man, great security guards, great people, great fans as well. I give it up to everybody being there and being at the show. Even the people that were a little bit disappointed with Tony Khan's thing. We'll talk about that as well, guys. And I'll show you guys that on my what you call it on my phone. If I didn't, I'll show it again and stuff. So yes, or talk about it and stuff. So yeah, we'll talk about that here in a bit, guys, and stuff. Which was, I'm telling you guys, this show was a 10 out of 10 for me. A 10 out of 10. Even going back and watching it was a 10 out of 10 for me too. And for all the people that want to give me crap for saying, "Oh, this so sick, man. This sucks so," go climb a tree. Go climb a freaking tree. Sorry to be harsh. Sorry to be a freaking a big, a big freaking a-hole, but it is what it is. But anyways, let's talk about it. So yes, guys, Harley Cameron did some offense punches and stuff, and then Megan Bain kept on beating her up, and then Harley Cameron try to give her offense back and stuff like that and stuff. Let's talk about the move sets, guys. So let's talk about it. Harley Cameron rushes in and presses the attack, but Megan gets her turn around in the corner. Then Harley should shoulders. Also again, Harley's shoulders block in the corner, and then Bane bowls also again. Megan Bane bowls her over with a shoulder. In a sense, Tuplex connects, and then knees into the corner, and then corner body avalanche, and then a straight Tuplex scoop, and then a slam, and then another slam, and then Harley Cameron flutes over a third, and then a kick to the midsection, and then a bulldog into the ropes, and then a head scissor choke into the ropes for the count of 4, which was a great moment from Harley Cameron. She was doing it on the other side of the rope, not on my side, but the other side of the rope on the opposite side. And then smashing Megan Bane's face into the turnbuckle in a butch. I'll say it again. Smashing Megan Bane's face into the turnbuckle a bunch, and then kicking the turnbuckle into her face, and then Megan Bane with a German suplex, and then they go to the break, and then I was there still while the commercials were there. I was happy about that. That's what I'm. That's why I wish I could go to these shows, man. I'm telling you, like every show, so I wouldn't have to deal with those freaking ads. Drives you freaking nuts. I'm telling you. I'm there to watch the show. I'm not there to look at, oh, add this, add that, add this, add that, add this, add that. Does anybody want to see bad stuff on the commercials? No, no. People want to watch wrestling and have a good time watching wrestling at home or at the show. Nobody wants to hear about negative crap. I'm sorry to say that, but that's just my opinion. If you want to disagree with me, you can disagree with me. We could talk about that on X. I can't talk about it on here on YouTube because the freaking owner that runs this his religion is way different, and I respect that. That's his opinion. So anyways, guys, we had Harley Cameron, like I said again, and Megan Bane still back in the match again, and Megan Bane and her went back and forth and stuff, like I said again, and then Harley Cameron sidesteps a charge and lands a kick, and Megan Bane blocks and bowls her over with a lariat, a beautiful lariat. Then moving Harley Cameron into the position, and then Megan Bane up top, and Harley Cameron puts her in the tree hole and lands a bunch of kicks in and charging in, and a drop kick in the corner and a big DDT. Nope, which was awesome. And then I went 1-2, and then went 1-2, man. And then a fireman carry up top, and Harley Cameron counters with an avalanche powerbomb so close. And then Harley Cameron charges back elbow, and Megan Bane sends her with a lariat mid-charge, and then a fireman carry, which was awesome again as well, guys. And then Harley Cameron kicks out of fade descent, which was awesome. The fade descent, which was awesome. Then Megan Bane draws her up, and Harley Cameron with a double leg jackknife only for 2, which was an amazing spot right there with Megan Bane drawing her up, and Harley Cameron with a double leg jackknife was only for 2, and then Megan Bane's up top and then running a litter bomb, and that's how she won with the litter bomb. I call it the power bomb, so I'm just going to call it as that, guys. The power bomb, the litter bomb, the letter, the ladder bomb, and that's how she won with the ladder bomb, and that's how she won, guys. Great stuff, man. Great freaking stuff. Then we see Eddie Kingston and Hook on the Titantron, and we also see Anthony Bowens and Matt Caster on the Titantron as well, trying to work together. And then Alicia too, and they were talking crap to her and saying, "You shut up." And then they were talking all crap to her and being bullies, being big bullies to Alicia too and stuff like that as well, guys, which we'll talk about that here. So Eddie Kingston and Hook cut promo backstage. Like I said again, this was on Titantron. And Eddie Kingston says they're moving into the tag team ranks, and they'll be at the tailgate. And whoever wants some can come get some. And like I said in that preview prediction, I'm going for them. And then you guys, seen the commercials. And then, back, Alicia too interviews the Acclaim, Anthony Bowens and Matt Caster. And Anthony Bowens says a win streak is 3, and they're on 2, and it's not going to team with Matt Caster ever again. And Matt Caster agrees that they're not teaming again, and they bicker over in their gimmick. And Anthony Bowens begs Tony Khan to not book either of them in another match with each other. and Matt Caster demands the same, and they storm off in opposite directions and also come back angry at being called the Acclaim and disrespecting Aliyah Atu. Then we had the main event. Mark Briscoe seen Briscoe, damn man, Mark Briscoe, man, that was so good. And Brodito and freaking Brody King. Oh man, Brody King with the boo, 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 boo. That was cool with the whole crowd freaking chanting for Brody King. I was chanting for Brody King, the whole crowd. That was awesome. That main event was so awesome. So yes, guys, we had Bandito and Brody King versus Mark Briscoe and the Don Callis family with Kyle Fletcher and Lance Archer and Rocky Romero. It was so awesome to see Rocky Romero in person. Oh my God, seeing Rocky Romero. Oh, it was so good. Lance Archer in person, so big. Lance Archer is so freaking tall. Oh my God, man. He reminds me when I seen Braun Strowman back then when I was with my grandma when we went to the WWE show back in 2017 when there was a house show here in this town. But yes, guys, oh man, I'm telling you, Lance Archer is a tall dude. I'm telling you, Lance Archer is a tall freaking dude. So yes, guys, we have that match back and forth, really good stuff. Let's talk about it. So Kyle Fletcher is working Mark Briscoe over clearing the apron, and then King refused to be cleared, and Mark lands punches in off the ropes, and then a duck under. Both men go for lariats, and both men are down and out. And tag makes Lance Archer and Brody King in, and then Brody King with an rolling elbow, fireman carry, which was awesome with the fireman carry, and then the Death Valley Driver, no 1-2, no, and then freaking tags to Bandito, and then a bad idea, and then gets worked over a short order, and then match breaks down, and Bandito super kicks and flips over the ropes, then tries again and returns to Kyle Fletcher, and then um military press. The military press slam on Rocky Romero was awesome. The military slam, oh my goodness, that military press. I'm telling you, the military press, which was so awesome on Rocky Romero. I'm telling you guys. And then Brody King, Susan Froggy, elbow cover. And then Kyle Fletcher breaks it up, and then back body drops, puts Mark Briscoe up the apron, and then Kyle Fletcher super kicks, and then Brody King clotheslines him to the floor, and then Mark Briscoe lands a flying blockbuster on him. Oh man, that was so good too. And then Bro Dito working Lance Archer over, and then a satellite DDT, and then Rocky gets caught, and then Bro Dito and Mark Briscoe win with a freaking knee assist power driver from Bro Dito onto Rocky Romero, which was so awesome with Bro Dito and Mark Briscoe picking up the win with a knee assist power driver. That power driver was so awesome from Bro Dito onto Rocky Romero, which was so awesome. And then the post match was, so good, guys, with the post match with freaking Bandito fighting back and then gets a Rainmaker from freaking Okada, and then Okada beating the heck out of him at the end was awesome. We'll talk about that. That part was so awesome, the ending of the show. And then they show us freaking the other hologram, the clone one, the clone gram, the saying the clone one, the L clone. We've seen the L clone as well at the last second L clone, which was so freaking awesome with L clone. I'm telling you guys, so freaking good stuff. And then the post match, Kyle Fletcher and Mark Briscoe brawl to the back. And then El Clone, like I said again, El Clone makes his entrance. And then Okada attacks Brody King from behind with the belt. And then Bandito fights back but gets eaten by a Rainmaker. And Okada holds both belts up as Don Callis slides into the ring and puts him on the back. And then Okada sets the belt down as commentary hypes up Wrestle Dream. And that's what happened right there, guys. And that's what ended this show on television. But Tony Khan thanked all the fans, everybody. He thanked the crew, the staff, and everybody. And he said, was it this your first time going to an AEW show? And I was like, yeah, all that great stuff. I was like, yeah, and all that great stuff. And he said, do you want to see a pay-per-view here in KC or Independence, Missouri? And I was like, yeah, and all that great stuff. And he said, that they'll try to do it in the future or whatever. We'll see. It might not, maybe so. We'll see. Hopefully, guys. A pay-per-view in Kansas City, I would love to go for a pay-per-view. I wouldn't mind if it was Revolution full gear, freaking all out, freaking World's End. I wouldn't mind it. I wouldn't mind any freaking pay per view in Kansas City or Independence, Missouri, guys. But anyways, guys, that was the thing right there. And then he told the crowd, who's the biggest company, who's goes wrestling for 52 years, 52 weeks in a year. I'm saying at 52 weeks in a year, who goes every week for 52 weeks in a year. And then one girl in the background was saying, yeah, boo, or whatever like that. And then she said, yeah, this is professional wrestling. When Tony Khan said, this is professional wrestling. And she said, yeah. And we were all saying, yeah, and all that stuff. And then we chanted, AEW, 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 AEW. It was so fun, guys. That was so freaking fun, man. And that's all I have to say, guys. And I give this show a 10 out of 10. I'm telling you, that was a great go home show. That was a great, freaking amazing, excellent freaking experience. It was so freaking amazing and excellent experience. Loved it every moment of it. And I wouldn't mind going to another AEW show in my life. I'm telling you, I wouldn't mind to go to another AEW show in my life again. So yes, guys, like I said again, the experience was excellent. The whole show was excellent, and I gave this show a 10 out of 10. So yes, guys, that's all this day. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, hit those notification bells. As always, guys, this is CJD 2006. I'll say it again. This is Christopher Jackson 2006. I'll say it again, guys. CJD means Christopher Jackson Denver 2006. This is CJD 2006, guys. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, hit those notification bells. As always, hit those notification bells. As always, guys. And peace out and take care, guys. Peace out and take care. Peace out and take care.